Sisters, I'm back with another video. This video is going to be in regards to Nibiru Mysteries, the Lost Book of Enki. This is going to be some things that I found, hidden messages for the children of Israel. A lot of people have been asking a lot of questions in regards to the Most High and I've read the Lost Book of Enki and I saw a lot of things that pretty much lined up with the Bible. So I just wanted to go over some things with you and share what I've found. So we're going to get right into it. Okay, brothers and sisters, I'm going to get straight into it. We're going to be looking at Enki's scribe, okay, and how he was called to Enki, okay, to pretty much write the tablets for him. We're going to discuss a few things in here. We're just going to kind of see how all this kind of connect with the Bible, and we're going to see who the Most High is and pretty much who the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is, okay? I just want to share some of the things that I have learned and some of the things that I've come across with reading these books, okay? I'm just sharing all the information. I love knowledge. I love information. So I'm just gathering everything that I've learned and I'm sharing it with you guys. You can resonate with the information or not. I'm just putting it out there, okay? All right, so first I'm just going to start reading. Okay, so the words of Endupsar, Master Scribe, son of Eridu city, servant of the Lord Enki, great God. In the 7th year after the great calamity, in the 2nd month, on the 17th day, I was summoned by my master, the Lord Enki, great God, benevolent fashioner of mankind, omnipotent and merciful. I was among the remnants of Eridu who had escaped to the arid steppe just as the evil wind was nearing the city. And I wandered off into the wilderness to seek withered twigs for firewood. And I looked up, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the south. There was a reddish brilliance about it, and it made no sound. And as it reached the ground, 4 straight feet spread out from its belly, and the brilliance disappeared. And I threw myself to the ground and prostrated myself, for I knew that it was a divine vision. And when I lifted my eyes, there were 2 divine emissaries standing near me, and they had the faces of men, and their garments were sparkling like furnace brass. And they called me by my name and spoke to me, saying, "You are summoned by the great God, the Lord Enki. Fear not, for you are blessed, and we are here to take you aloft and carry you into his retreat in the land of Magan, on the island amidst the river of Magan, where the sluices are." And as they spoke, the whirlwind lifted itself as a fury chariot and was gone. And they took me by my hands, each one grasping me one hand, and they lifted me and carried me swiftly between the earth and the heavens, as the eagle soars, and I could see the land and the waters, and the plains and the mountains, and they let me down on the island at the gateway of the great God's abode. And the moment they let go of my hands, a brilliance as I had never seen before engulfed and overwhelmed me, and I collapsed on the ground as though voided of the spirit of life. My life senses returned to me as if awakened from the deepest sleep by the sound of the calling of my name. I was in some kind of enclosure. It was dark, but there was also an aura. Then my name was called again by the deepest of voices, and although I could hear it, I could not tell whence the voice came, nor could I see whoever it was that spoke. And I said, "Here I am." Then the voice said to me, "Endupsar, offspring of Adapa, I have chosen you to be my scribe, that you write down my words on the tablets." Okay, so I just finished reading some of the attestation. I wanted to stop there because I see a lot of things in there that I wanted to discuss with you so that you can know what's really going on and to identify some things, because people just read it and just overlook everything, but I like to dig a little deeper. Okay, so here's the key points in the attestation in the Lost Book of Enki. Now first we're going to find out, so what does the word attestation mean? Okay, it means evidence or proof of something. Okay, so the tablets are a testimony from the scribe Indupsar, and in the tablets are written the words of Enki, the great master. Okay, so the scribe, who is Indupsar, okay, I'm probably saying his name wrong, but whatever, he's stating that Enki is a benevolent being. Okay, he's stating that he is a master, okay, which is referred to as this great god, okay, which pretty much just means that he's very intelligent and he's wise in knowledge. Okay, he's saying that he's omnipotent. Okay, so what is omnipotent? What does that really mean, you guys? It means, okay, unlimited in power, able to do anything. So what are some synonyms for omnipotent? Okay, so let's see what he was really trying to tell us, so we will be able to recognize this benevolent being or this God in our Bible. Okay, so I was like, but let me see let me just see, because people like to play around with words and things like that. So I was like, let me just pull up the synonyms. Okay, so okay, as you can see, it means all powerful, almighty, supreme, most high, okay, invincible, unconquerable. So those are some of the terms that pretty much describe Enki as a benevolent being. Okay, now some of these things are described in the Bible for the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now keep this in mind when you're like reading all this stuff. Okay, now the most high, is in the Bible, right? Okay, so Enki is like the most high. Okay, that's exactly how he's describing him as right now. Okay, so once again, is he the most high God of Israel? Okay, well, we will continue to review many things in the Lost Book of Enki to identify him, but I say yes. Okay, this is the benevolent God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And you guys, who in the Bible worships the most high? The children of Israel. Okay, so Enki is the master, okay, teacher of the Israelites. Okay, meaning he taught the Israelites, okay, knowledge and wisdom. Okay, so when we look into a little bit more things, you will see what I'm saying. Okay, so but he called the Israelites out of Egypt and he delivered them. Enki taught the Israelites his secret plan in the wilderness. Okay, he came down on Mount Sinai to give his people, his descendants, the commandments of what? Love on the tablets. Okay, I don't know about y'all, but you read those 10 commandments, it sums up to love. Okay, and it's the scripture to back that up as well. Okay, but Amos 3:7 states, indeed the sovereign Lord never does anything until he reveals his plans to his servants, the prophet. So I'm seeing what Enki's doing here now, and I'm picking it up. I'm seeing the hidden messages. I don't know about anybody else, because a lot of people have not read the Lost Book of Enki. A lot of people come against it, but they've never read the entire book, nor have they studied it, nor have they even read the Bible fully. So you cannot, don't give me your opinion or, come off and just deny stuff when you haven't fully read the Bible or the lost books of the Bible, or you haven't read, all of these other books that's out here. Okay, I've read plenty of them, so that's why I'm doing this teaching, because I have a overview of all the books. Okay, and if you look on my on this page, you will see I've uploaded plenty of different books on here for you guys to listen to and things like that. I was not able to just read, okay, all of that. So listen, okay, I'm only one person. So, but yeah, but all that stuff is online for free, you guys. So you can take the time to read it yourself if you are interested. Everybody's not interested in stuff like this. I am. So that's why I'm doing it. So also, let me get back to this, because I know I won't get off track and everything. But, you guys, I want to mention like Moses, right? Moses was a servant of Enki. I know y'all might be like, nah, how you know it was Enki? How you know it was him? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I believe he was just like Indupsar, okay? Indupsar, he was a servant of Enki. He pretty much called him to do a task, and he completed it, okay? And that's the same thing what Moses did, okay? But anyway, Enki pretty much summons all of his servants, okay? And what is a servant, you guys? What is a servant? Okay, one that performs duties, one that serves others, okay? Many are called, but few are chosen, okay? Enki's servants pretty much have specific tasks and missions, and they are instructed to do certain things, okay? In this case, Indupsar was called to be Enki's scribe to write his testimony on the tablets, okay? Okay, now what I wanted to discuss was the difference between servants and slaves, okay? Um, so slave is a person who, is the property of another person and whose labor in life often is subject to the owner's will power, while servant is one who is hired or called to perform duties and receives compensations or blessings as opposed to a slave. Okay, so servants of God or the Most High, pretty much are gladly, to complete assignments or duties that's assigned to them. Like you're more willing to do something, freely, of course, versus being forced to do something. But servants, they don't have a problem with serving others in love because the work is not hard or grievous, okay? And that really just means it's not too serious or it's not very severe, okay? Now, 1 John 5:13 states, "For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous." John 14:21 states, "Whoever has my commandments and keep them is the one who loves me. The one who loves me will be loved by my Father, and I will love him and reveal myself to him." 2 John 1:6 states, "And this is love, that we walk according to his commandments. This is the very commandment you have learned from the beginning, that you must walk in love." Galatians 5:14, "For the whole law can be summed up in this one command: love your neighbor as yourself." Okay, so brothers and sisters, I want to ask you right now, are you a servant of the Most High? Do you walk in love? Okay, do you love your brothers and sisters? All right. Now, slaves, right now, is a little bit different, okay? They are forced to work and they are treated badly. Remember, you guys, I want to bring this up because y'all know Passover coming up, okay? Remember, when the Israelites were slaves in Egypt, the Israelites were forced to work hard for the new king. The new kingdom or that government that was established made the Israelites labor extremely hard, okay? Like I went back and I read it, I'm reflecting on everything because Passover coming up. So I'm like, let me go back in Exodus and read some stuff, okay? But I went and read it and everything. But, the new king actually feared the Hebrews, as they grew in numbers. Y'all remember that? Okay. So the Israelites endured, through the hard labor, and they survived. They still survivors. We still survivors, y'all, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? The Israelites are, extremely, strong and powerful as a people, okay? But, they were treated, really badly, what I'm saying, by the king and the people in Egypt. And, but they kept, still working hard as usual, you know what I'm saying? Just like how we do now. But the king, wanted to enslave them so they could be easily controlled. Does that sound familiar, you guys? Does it sound familiar to what's going on now? Okay, what has been going on in this world? Okay, but anyways, but if the Israelites were not enslaved, they pretty much could take over the whole kingdom. Okay, and the king didn't want that to happen. Okay, now I want you guys to understand that when you continue to read in the Bible, you will really see that, Enki, and I'm just saying Enki because I think it was Enki, y'all. You don't have to agree with me. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You don't have to come at me. You don't have to be mean or nasty towards me. I'm just doing this. I'm putting information out, okay? That's all I'm doing, okay? But Enki saw his people suffering in Egypt under the king, and he wanted to deliver them, and he did. My point in saying all of this is to show you, that it was Enki, that he had love for his descendants. He found a way to deliver them, and he chose a specific day or an appointed time to do it. He delivered them during Passover. Okay, so the people of Israel had lived in Egypt for 430 years, and they were delivered on the last day. Okay, to me, I feel like this is a secret message to the Hebrew Israelites in America today, pertaining to the 400 years that we have been, enslaved in America. And if you guys don't know, the dates were from 1619 to 2019. Yeah, so that time is up. Okay, so that's pretty much why a lot of stuff going on right now. But anyway, I'm not gonna get into that on this video. But this lesson is basically being created for you to know and understand, who the benevolent God is. Okay. A lot of people always say, oh, I'm saying I worship the Most High, oh, the God of Israel. And they keep saying this, but I asked them just to see where their mind is at. And I said, do you know who the Most High is? And then the only thing they can do is just keep providing me scriptures. I didn't ask you that. I'm asking you, who is the Most High? And it seems like nobody actually knows who this God is that came down on Mount Sinai. Everybody keeps pulling up scriptures and saying, oh, yeah, the Most High is going to send his chariots. Well, do you know who? Do you know who these beings are? Nobody knows who they are. So it's like, okay, yeah, you don't even know your own star family. So this is why I'm doing this. Because I see a lot of people today, they be like, yeah, the Most High and the chariots coming back. They're coming back. And I'm like, yeah, you know who coming back? The Most High. Now, okay, I know the Most High, but who is the Most High? The Most High, I be like, oh my God. Okay, so y'all just clearly, you don't even know your own history. Okay. You just focused on, most Hebrews are just focusing on, oh, okay, the chariots coming back and they coming to deliver us and all of this. But my thing is this, if them chariots come down, okay, and then they start talking to you, you ain't gonna know nothing about them. They're gonna be like, you don't even know who he is. You don't even know what we did in the past. Do you even know your history? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not even gonna know. You're gonna be ignorant. You're not gonna know anything. Okay. But anyway, let's just keep it moving. So I want to let you guys know that I'm letting you know Enki came from Nibiru. I'm gonna say it again. Enki came from Nibiru. Okay. Nibiru is all throughout history. A lot of people know this, but they're trying to hide this from you. I'm letting you know. People gonna come and be like, oh yeah, those were the gods of war. Yep, you're right. They were gods of war. Yep, they sure was. They had issues too. And then I'll turn back around and say, don't you got issues yourself? Look at this world. Look at the people who's ruling this world right now. They are no better than the Anunnaki. Okay, so it's just like it's a whole bunch of pointing fingers and they did this or this person did this. Okay, well, what did you do? Okay, what how about we focus on what you did? Okay, stop worrying about what everybody else do. How about you worry about yourself? Okay, this is why all of this mess is going on right now. But I don't want to get too far off topic with this, but I'm just seeing a whole lot of stuff that's coming up right now during this time, because the children of Israel are pretty much expecting the chariots to come. And then when we get all excited about our people, when we get excited about our star family coming here, then everybody else got something to say. Or when we start posting images of ourselves as being like, we got spaceships, or what I'm saying, our star family is out in the universe and they got advanced technology, then everybody looking at us like, yeah, you wish, oh yeah, this and that. And it's like, okay, so what you trying to say? You act like you the only people or race that got advanced technology or is wise or have a lot of knowledge. I'm like, you're not the only ones in the universe. Okay, so it's just starting to get a little crazy out here right now. I never was able to see it because I never really put a whole lot of things out there, but I've been getting a lot of feedback lately, and it's been a lot of racism. And I'm like, what is going on? Why is this happening right now? Like, I don't understand. Like, is it that you don't want us to rise up? Is it that you don't want black people to rise up in power? Is that it? Like, you've kept us down for so long. Like, sorry, it's just not going to happen. Okay, we're going to rise up, okay, regardless of what people say. Um, but anyways, we should be happy. The children of Israel should be happy right now because it's our time. Okay, we are expanding our consciousness. We're growing, okay, in knowledge and wisdom and things like that. So we should be happy. Don't let nobody out there tell you any different. Okay, it just shows you their own ignorance. Okay, and just look past it. Just go forward and just feel like you're the one that's sleeping. You're going to be stuck in darkness. You're always going to be stuck in the third dimension while we go up to the higher realms and keep creating in the universe. Okay, but anyways, back to this thing real quick. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to stay on track because this video getting long already and I got more slides to get through. Okay, so Exodus 12:41 to 42 states, in fact, it was on the last day of the 430th year that all the Lord's forces left the land. On this night, the Lord kept his promise to bring his people out of the land of Egypt. So this night belongs to him, and it must be commemorated every year by all the Israelites from generation to generation. So like I said, you guys, Passover is coming up. Yeah, we have to remember what happened back in Egypt, and I believe the same thing that happened in Egypt is going to happen in America. And I think this is why we are seeing an increase in ships or chariots in the sky. It is a sign of our deliverance. And I'm just going to put that out there because, like I said, I have dreams and visions. They've already came to me. They've already spoken to me in my dreams. Okay, I've already been contacted by a ship, and they was like, yo, this is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, yo. And it was a black person. I'm sorry to tell y'all that, but yes, that's what it sounded like. That's the person that was communicating with me, and that's what they told me. And they came in the name. They said, I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that happened to me in 2013, and I couldn't even believe it because I was like, well, when that happened, that's when I started to question everything. And then I was like, well, who is this God? That's what made me question. I was like, hold on, this sounds like some being. Who is this actual being that came down? And that's what made me do my research. Okay, so it is not someone invisible, you guys. It's really not. You need to wake up. Okay. um all right, so now back to the hidden messages from the scribe of Enki. And I'm gonna stay on topic. I'm not gonna go off. I'm gonna just read everything for real. Okay, so um now hold on. So he said he was a remnant. Okay, so this is Enki's scribe. He said that he was a remnant and he went into the wilderness. A remnant, you guys, is a remainder or part left over from the whole. So where's the remnant of Israel today, you guys? We're all scattered out to the four corners of the earth. Most people already know that. Um, who went to the wilderness? Okay, it was Moses and some of the Israelites. Okay, now I want to let you guys know this. This is, of course, what I've learned. Of course, not all of them followed Moses, okay, during the Exodus. Some of them actually stayed behind, and they eventually settled in different regions in Africa. Okay, so how do I know this? Okay, so I did a little research myself, and I found some of my people in Cameroon, okay, from tracing my DNA through African ancestry, okay. So I did some digging after I had got my results back, right? So I'm like, okay, let me do a little research and see what people saying. So I actually found the specific tribe. They tell you which tribe and everything. I'm not going to say it on here, but I linked back to this tribe, and I was doing some research on them and doing some research on some of the elders in the tribes, right? And that elder from that tribe know everything that happened, okay, back in Egypt during the Exodus, okay. So in African, tribes, they actually pass down information from generation to generation, and they teach it to their children. That's something that we're supposed to be doing, but since we came over here, it stopped, okay. um Anyways, but some Israelites were not captured during the slave trade, you guys. So some tribes are still in Africa today, and you can even see it online yourself. People have went over there, did videos, documentaries, and things like that on, some of the true Israelites. Okay, and then some of them don't even realize who they are. So, like I said, it's just crazy. But anyway, we all know that the rest of Israel are actually scattered out all around the world. Okay, now let's go forward with some other key points that I found here. So Enki's scribe survived or escaped a nuclear attack that spread towards the city Eridu, which is the Garden of Eden. Okay, that was Enki's territory, you guys. So the nuclear attack was called the evil wind. When you look at it in the Lost Book of Enki, we will discuss it in detail in another video. But for now, the spaceport was in the Sinai Peninsula, and it was destroyed because of Enki's son, Marduk. Okay, I'm sure a lot of people have heard of his name. He wanted power over the spaceport. He actually thought it was his time to rule, but the heavens said something differently. Okay, so it's a little interesting, you guys. I don't know if you guys are aware, but with the zodiac signs, with the Anunnaki, there was always someone ruling when the age would change. Like right now, we're in the age of Pisces, you guys, and we're about to go into the age of Aquarius. So it's like, okay, the next person who's going to be up in succession is going to be ruling during the age of Aquarius. Okay. But anyway, and they was always fighting over that, like who, everything is always about power, who wants to rule, who wants to be in control and be over this. Like, this stuff has to end. Like, this is really crazy. Okay. Everybody should just really just unite and just stop all this foolishness. Okay, there's enough space for everyone. But anyway, Sodom and Gomorrah, you guys, were actually destroyed in the nuclear explosion in the Lost Book of Enki. They didn't make a wise decision, okay? They pretty much acted out of anger, and they wanted revenge. So they pretty much destroyed the cities, and people died, okay? So this was not good at all, okay? Enki didn't want humans to get hurt in this blast, okay? And he was the one who actually sent for Lot and his family to get them out safely. Remember that in Genesis, you guys, when the Lord was speaking to Abraham and all that stuff like that. Yeah, y'all, man, it's just so much stuff that y'all don't understand. You got to put this stuff together, okay? But Enki pretty much was like, man, okay, I don't want them to get hurt, and they try to take people out and get people out of the city so that they would not die in the nuclear explosion, okay? But there was no looking back, okay? Like, if they told you, like, hey, you got to go, you got to go. You didn't have time to go and pack your bags or do that, because Enki knew that they was about to drop the missiles, and it was like, look, you need to get out right now, or else you're gonna be you're gonna die, okay? So they had to leave really fast, okay? So it was war, you guys, between the Nibirians, okay, not the Earthlings, okay? This was a war that was happening within the Anunnaki, okay? And their Anunnaki wars pretty much affected human life, okay? So this is some of the things that they did wrong in history, and Enki felt really bad about it, which is why he wrote the tablets, okay? And you will see that. So Enki's scribe also saw a chariot, you guys, come out of the south. He describes it as being reddish, and it was bright. So he's trying to give you a description of Nibiru also in code, okay? Because we know that Nibiru got this reddish look to it, and I'll talk about that more as well. Then you guys, you saw that the chariot landed. He fell to the ground and bowed before the chariot. Okay, so the chariot is like also like a throne. Okay, so in code, he's also revealing to you that the chariots will come to you in visions. Okay, because Indupsar was like, chariot, basically he saw this in a divine vision and things like that. And once again, I know this because the chariot came to me in the divine vision, and I was caught up in the chariot in a dream as well. So this is how the Most High was teaching me through the Spirit. He gave me dreams and visions, and when I started to ask questions, it was like I started questioning everything, and the more and more I started to research and study, the Most High continued to give me more dreams and visions. And when the Most High saw that I was actually studying and researching, it was like I grew in wisdom. Like, oh my God, y'all, I felt like the ancestors who are in the spiritual realm, okay, were guiding me and showing me things in the scriptures. That was, pulling me to different books. I was finding different things that I normally wouldn't look at. And it was like they would lead me to it, and then they would give me a dream, and it was like, yo, like I'm like communicating with the ancestors, like, okay. It was like every day. It's like I was talking to them, like I would pray, I would get a response, I would get a dream, and I would write down my dreams, and it was like, this is how we was operating, okay? So anyway, let's go to the next slide. Okay, so then Enki scribe then looked up at the chariot, and two emissaries were standing near him. Well, first, what is an emissary? Okay, it's a person sent on a special mission, a messenger, or an angel. Most people who read the Bible is familiar with the word angel. Okay, so I'm gonna just use angel since more people are more familiar with that who reads the Bible. Okay, so two angels, right, came out of the chariot and greeted him. They had the faces of men. They looked like humans, and their clothing was sparkling or shining bright. I believe they were probably wearing like crystal jewelry and things like that. Because I saw that in the Lost Book of Enki with one of the women. She was like, she had her little crystal necklace on. But anyway, but the garments were sparkling like burnished brass. Okay, now y'all see that little image to the right? You see, that's the color that I pulled up online. With the color burnished brass, so you guys can kind of understand the colors and stuff like that. Now Yeshua appearance in Revelation 1:15 states his feet were like burnished bronze refined in a furnace, and his voice was like the roar of many waters. So I don't like to get into color or anything like that, but that's showing you a description of the feet of the being, which was Yeshua. He was brown skinned, y'all. I mean, so let's move on. Ezekiel 40, 2-4 states, in visions of God, he took me to the land of Israel and set me on a very high mountain, on whose southern slope was a structure that resembled a city. So he took me there, and I saw a man whose appearance was like bronze. He was standing in the gateway with a linen cord and a measuring rod in his hand. Son of man, he said to me, look with your eyes, hear with your ears, and pay attention to everything I'm going to show you, for that is why you have been brought here. Ezekiel 1:7 states, their legs were straight, and the soles of their feet were like the hooves of a calf, gleaming like polished bronze. Now a chariot descended and landed for Ezekiel, you guys. Anybody who've read Ezekiel, the Ezekiel wheels and all that stuff, those are the chariots. Okay, so there was a chariot that actually descended And once again, gave Ezekiel a message as well and gave him instructions on what to do to talk to the children of Israel. So it's the same old message over and over again. They always descend in ships to give you a message, or they will appear to you in a dream, and they'll come to you in a chariot as well. But anyway, the feet were like polished bronze. So once again, they just keep giving you these little secret messages to the Israelites in the Bible so that you can really know who these beings were and what they look like. Okay, it's just giving you a description. But the angels who, pretty much came off of the chariots were brown skinned. I just want to just put that out there. I know this to be true. Because I'm sorry to keep having to go back to my own visions, but this is my own testimony, and I have to, share my testimony with everybody and let people know, like, these are the things that I've seen. But the beings pretty much came to me in a dream. They appeared to be much taller than me. I'm about 5'4", you guys, so they were much taller than me. They looked like they was about like 7 feet tall. The men were pretty much built very nicely. They were very strong. The warriors or the soldiers of the Most High was actually sent to me in the dream. And it's so crazy because the chariot was actually sparkling brown. I was like, okay, that was interesting. But it was darker than the image to the right. But yeah, that's what they came to me in. It was a brown sparkling ship, and the beings pretty much, they were brown skinned like me. But just so that we come in different shades of brown that ranges from light to dark. Okay, you guys. But anyway, y'all, when the chariot came to get Enki's scribe, they said, "You are summoned by the great God, the Lord Enki. Fear not, for you are blessed, and we are here to take you aloft and carry you into his retreat in the land of Magan, on the island amidst the river of Magan, where the sluices are." Now, right here, the two angels are saying, "Fear not." Okay, so you guys, you are not supposed to fear Enki. You're not supposed to fear God. Okay, they're letting you know right now. Like, don't be scared. Like, why you scared for? Why you scared? Okay, you know what I'm saying? They just servants themselves. Like, they didn't even want to be worshipped. If you really look in the Bible, they did not want to be worshipped, y'all. They was like, even when the angels become, they're just servants. Like, we're all supposed to serve one another in love, okay? So you're not supposed to be like worshiping, and Enki didn't even really want to be worshipped, okay? Like, y'all just, I don't know, people just taught the Bible incorrectly, and everybody is just so confused and messed up right now because of it. But if you are chosen by God, okay, or in this case Enki, you are blessed, okay? So if the Most High came to you and sent you dreams and visions and things like that, you are blessed, okay? Don't think anything else. Don't be afraid. A lot of our people are so afraid and scared and things like that, but please don't be scared, you guys. Please don't be scared, okay? You're supposed to have love in your heart. You're not supposed to you're not supposed to fear these beings at all, okay? Now remember, Enoch, y'all, he was a righteous man, and he walked with God, okay? So could this have been Enki, that, he walked with? Okay, because Enoch had two angels that were sent to him. So let's check this out in the book of the secrets of Enoch, chapter 1. So this is going to be Enoch's encounter with the two angels of God. Okay, so there was a wise man, a great artificer, and the Lord conceived love for him and received him, that he should behold the uppermost dwellings and be an eyewitness of the wise and great and inconceivable and immutable realm of God Almighty, of the very wonderful and glorious and bright and many-eyed station of the Lord's servants, and of the inaccessible throne of the Lord, and of the degrees and manifestations of the incorporeal hosts, and of the ineffable ministration of the multitude of the elements, and of the various aspiration and inexpressible singing of the hosts of cherubim, and of the boundless light. On the first day of the month I was in my house alone, and was resting on my bed, and slept. And when I was asleep, great distress came up into my heart, and I was weeping with my eyes in sleep, and I could not understand what this distress was, or what would happen to me. And there appeared to me two men, exceeding big, so that I never saw such on earth. Their faces were shining like the sun. Their eyes too were like a burning light, and from their lips was fire, coming forth with clothing and singing of various kinds, in appearance purple. Their wings were brighter than gold, their hands whiter than snow. They were standing at the head of my bed, and began to call me by my name. And I arose from my sleep, and saw clearly those two men standing in front of me. And I saluted them, and was seized with fear, and the appearance of my face was changed from terror. And those men said to me, Have courage, Enoch, do not fear. The eternal God sent us to you, and lo, you shall today ascend with us into heaven, and you shall tell your sons and all your household all that shall do without you on earth in your house, and let no one seek you till the Lord return you to them. Okay, so let's just check some things out with what I just read. Okay, let's reveal some things to you guys. So now Enoch was a wise man. He was a skilled craftsman or inventor. So now we know that he was a great architect or builder. Okay, the Lord loved him and thought he should see the heavens above earth. He wanted him to see the many-eyed station. Do y'all know what that is? He is talking about the 12 constellations, the zodiac stations. Okay, there within the 12 constellations are servants of the Most High. Okay, and just to go a little bit further on that, I don't want to go too far off this, but most people don't understand this. Okay, most people just believe that we are the only beings on the earth, and there's no other beings out in the universe. When you look up in the sky and you see all those stars in the sky, you guys, this is what the Most High is talking about right here. When he talked about, he was going to show Enoch the incorporeal hosts. What does incorporeal mean, you guys? Spiritual or ethereal beings, okay? They are non-physical. So Enoch, okay, basically was being shown the physical world and the spiritual realms, you guys, of the 12 constellations. I don't know if your mind can comprehend this, but when you look up in the sky and you see all of these zodiac signs and all of these stars, that's how many light kingdoms that they are in the spiritual realms. Okay, so you just got to expand your consciousness so that you can understand Enoch, because Enoch, okay, he was traveling, okay, in space. Okay, he was in a physical chariot, you guys. He was traveling in space. He went through the solar system and everything, okay, but he also saw into the spiritual realms. Okay, he also had visions. He was taken out of body to see the spiritual kingdoms. He was seeing the higher realms. Okay, and all of those stars, okay, are worlds. Okay, all of them are all worlds, you guys, and there's beings on them, and there's angels on there, spiritual beings, etheric beings, okay, beings that live in the higher heavens, in higher dimensions. Okay, so just like you have 12 constellations, you actually have 12 dimensions, you guys. I know a lot of people don't know this. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not going to go too far with it because a lot of people don't understand it. But there are multitudes of angels or beings throughout space or heaven, you guys. When you look up in the sky, that's the heavens. Those stars, those are worlds, and beings are on them. So you see star Sirius, Orion, you see all those stars, they're beings who actually exist or dwell within those realms. Okay, and some of them are not physical realms, they're spiritual realms, they're, heavens, okay, where angels or higher dimensional beings dwell at. Okay, now anyway, how do I know this? Okay, let's see Enoch's vision. Enoch was asleep, but something was happening to Enoch, you guys, while he was sleeping. You got to catch this. You got to slow it down and meditate on all of this stuff to see what he was seeing. He trying to tell you something, okay? So he was caught up in the spirit, okay? A lot of people are like, oh, yeah, you caught up in the spirit. Do you really know what that means? Do you know what that means? Okay, so he was seeing a vision through his third eye. I hope you guys know what that means. I hope you do at this point. If you don't, you need to get up on it. You need to do some research. Okay. Enoch saw two men extremely big in his vision, and they were shining like the sun. He was seeing light beings in his vision, you guys. He was not seeing a physical being. He was seeing a light being. He was seeing a light form of these beings that was actually standing right in front of him in his physical house. You got to see more. You got to open up your third eye, okay? They were full of light. He saw their aura, okay? And it was various shades of purple. Purple is associated with the crown chakra, you guys, okay? Violet or purple color is, it's always been related to the crown chakra, which is located at the top of your head, okay, in the human body. Okay, so the brain, the pineal gland, and the endocrine system is linked with this chakra. Okay, so violet color has a relationship with self-knowledge and spiritual awareness. Okay, now what I did was just kind of like show you like a little image to the right, the little rainbow chakra centers. If you are not aware, a lot of people are so afraid of this knowledge. As soon as you show them something about a chakra, oh my God, you're into magic. Oh my God, you're a witch. Oh my God. What? So I'm a witch because I understand my own physical body and my etheric body? Oh, okay. I thought we were all spiritual beings. If you're a spiritual being, you should know this, right? So people need to do a little bit more work to understand this. This is just a simple chakra system, how you have energy centers in your body, you guys. And if any of these chakras are out of balance, okay, then you can start having health issues in your physical body that causes sickness, diseases, and disorders within your body. If these chakras are not open, okay, and you got some, I can't go into this on this video. It's just too much about the chakras. All I can tell you right now, you need to do some research on the chakra systems in your body. Okay, you have 7 here. You will see them. You got your little root chakra, the sacral chakra, but on here it says spleen. You got your solar plexus, your heart chakra, your throat chakra, the brow chakra, which is that third eye. And then you got that crown chakra. You actually have more than 7, but just to keep it basic, I'll just sit there and tell you that 7. I've opened up 13 chakras, and I'm not going to get into that because people don't understand this. Like I said, you need to know yourself. You need to know your physical body. Your consciousness is actually operating in this physical body. So if you are not aware of your energy field, baby, you in complete darkness, and you need to wake up for real, because you need to understand that you are energy. You are light. Okay, just like Enoch saw these light beings. Okay, that's how higher dimensional beings can actually see us right now. They see us as energy. Okay, that's how they see us. They can see us as energy, waves of energy, and you're shape shifting every day. So if you are low, vibrating on a lower level, best believe that they know who is vibrating at a low level and who have not raised their consciousness. They know who is who just by looking at you. They can feel your vibration. They can sense all of you. Okay, because in the ether, in space, you are like an orb of light, you guys. Your consciousness is light, and you have this you have an electromagnetic field around you, and you need to keep it balanced, okay? Because once it becomes imbalanced, that is when you have disease in the body. I'm trying to tell y'all, you better do some deep breathing, exercising, and get yourself right. Do some meditations. You need to get in tune with your own self, okay? The source is in you. God is in you. It's energy. God is energy. God is collective consciousness. Okay, but I'm not going to get more into that. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, so back to this Enoch. Okay, so the two men were vibrating at a high frequency due to the various shades of purple. So he was seeing their aura. Okay, he was seeing their light body. This represents that these two men, okay, they were coming to him from a higher dimension. Their wings were brighter than gold. Okay, so he saw purple and he saw gold. Okay, so wings is referring to their electromagnetic field, you guys. You got to get, I know a lot of people don't want to get into science and quantum physics and all this other stuff, but it actually explains all of this stuff very well. Okay, and just so that you know, pure energy can shapeshift into any form, okay? So as light beings, you know, you can really create wings, okay? And you can have them expanding from you. You can, oh my God, you guys, y'all just don't understand, y'all. This is awesome. Being a spiritual being is awesome. A light being, man, look, we can shapeshift into any form, okay? But anyways, these two beings pretty much had wings basically expanding from them. So that's why he saw wings, okay, and it was gold, okay. Their hands were whiter than snow. This simply means their hands shined extremely bright. Okay, we're talking about energy. We're talking about light, pure light energy, you guys. So light was emanating from their hands, okay? This is in the spiritual realm, not the physical, the spiritual, okay? And like I said before, we have portals, energy centers in our hands, okay? We have them in our hands. You know, even when you get into healing and stuff, people are able to like transfer energy to other people when you get into healing and Reiki healing and things like that. Man, you guys, y'all just don't understand how powerful we are as human beings, for real. If people just tune in to higher energies, you can do a whole lot in the physical world, but man chose to stay vibrating at a low frequency. We need to rise up, everybody, all of humanity, like everybody, okay? But the two men, you guys, I wanted to make a point that they appeared at the top of Enoch's head, okay? So once again, that's showing you that, you know, it was the crown chakra. So they appeared right above his head, and basically a gateway or a portal opens through our crown chakras. That's how we receive higher energies. It comes through our crown chakra. There's a portal there, energy center. It comes through from God and it descends through us, okay? And that's how we are able to connect with the God source. That's how we're able to connect with the angels. That's how we receive these visions, because our pineal gland actually is like a spiritual antenna and actually picks up signals, okay, in the universe, and we can pick that information up, and our brain is able to break the information down or the light codes down and create a vision for us to see. Man, y'all, this stuff is deep, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, Enoch saw their spiritual form, okay, or their light body form, okay. Now he was scared. He was scared, you know, and they was like, do not fear, okay, because it's like, think about it, like, think about y'all sitting in the bed and y'all had this vision and y'all seeing these light beings, and then you open up your eyes and then they just standing right in front of you, I would have been like, where you come from? Like, how you get in here? Like, I'll be kind of scared too. Be like, how you came in here? You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what Enoch did. He was scared when he woke up and he saw them, but God sent them to him. Okay, so they told him, you know, that he was going to ascend with them to heaven. Okay, so Enoch went into a chariot into space, y'all. He was leaving the earth. The angels bore him up on wings. The wings are the chariots, and Enoch goes on his journey through space. So as you guys continue to read the book of Enoch yourself, you will get to see everything that he saw during his journey. Okay? And like I said, when you are reading the book of Enoch, you have to look at it both ways, because the way it was written was for you to have your third eye open while you're reading this, so that you can see both the physical and the spiritual. Okay, now back to the Lost Book of Enki. So let's see what else happened when Enki's scribe and Dusar got on the chariot. Okay, and as they spoke, the whirlwind lifted itself as a fury chariot and was gone. And they took me by my hands, each one grasping me by one hand, and they lifted me and carried me swiftly between the earth and the heavens, as the eagle soars. And I could see the land and the waters and the plains and the mountains. And they let me down on the island at the gateway of the great God's abode. And the moment they let go of my hands, a brilliance as I had never seen before engulfed and overwhelmed me, and I collapsed on the ground as though voided of the spirit of life. I want to make a point real quick. So Exodus 19:4 states, you have seen what I did to the Egyptians. You know how I carried you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. I want to make a point, you guys. Okay, there was a chariot in the clouds that guided the children of Israel. It was the pillar of cloud and the pillar of fire. Okay, it says Exodus 13:21. The Lord went ahead of them. He guided them during the day with a pillar of cloud, and he provided light at night with a pillar of fire. This allowed them to travel by day or by night. Okay, I just wanted to make that point there with the chariot. Y'all need y'all to see this whole connection, because this scribe was pretty much carried up on a chariot, and I need y'all to connect the dots here so that y'all can see what's going on. Enki's scribe was lifted in the sky, and he went to the gateway that led to the home of Enki. When he entered, there was a bright light that engulfed him. He collapsed, then suddenly he appeared in a space that was dark, but it was light glowing in the inside. His name was called, but he did not know where the voice was coming from, you guys. Okay, then Enki said, Indusar, offspring of Dapper, I have chosen you to be my scribe, that you write down my words on the tablets. And all at once there appeared a glowing in one part of the enclosure, and I saw a place arranged like a scribal workplace, a scribe's table, and a scribe's stool, and there were finely shaped stones upon the table. But I saw no clay tablets nor containers of wet clay. And there lay upon the table only one stylus, and it glistened in the glowing as no reed stylus ever did. And the voice spoke up again, saying, Indusar, son of Eridu city, my faithful servant, I am your Lord Enki. I have summoned you to write down my words, for I am much distraught by what has befallen mankind by the great calamity. Right here, Enki felt bad for what had happened, you guys. All right. He said, it is my wish to record the true course of the events, to let gods and men alike know that my hands are clean. Again, it's letting us know that he didn't cause this great calamity, okay? In a later video, you will see what happened. And Enlil, you guys gave the command to destroy the spaceport. So that's what caused the great calamity, all right? So it says, not since the great deluge had such a calamity befallen the earth and the gods and the earthlings, but the great deluge was destined to happen, not so the great calamity. Enki is talking about the great flood, you guys. So the great flood was destined to happen, but not the great calamity of the nuclear launch. This could have been prevented, and it didn't have to happen, okay? And he said this one 7 years ago need not have happened. It could have been prevented. And I, Enki, did all I could to prevent it. At last, I failed. And was it fate or was it destiny? In the future shall it be judged, for at the end of days, a day of judgment there shall be. On that day, the earth shall quake, and the rivers shall change course, and there shall be darkness at noon, and a fire in the heavens in the night. The day of the returning celestial God will it be. I'm going to pause there real quick. Do y'all understand what he's telling y'all? He's telling you about the day of judgment. He's talking about Nibiru returning. He's talking about a pole shift. He's talking about how it's going to be dark at noon. Y'all remember this in the Bible? Pay attention. This is, I'm telling y'all, it's Enki. It's him, okay? And right now there's like a bright star in the sky at night, and everybody's talking about it right now, okay? So, and then he goes on to say, and who shall survive, and who would perish? Who shall be rewarded, and who will be punished? Gods and men alike. On that day shall it be discovered. For what shall come to pass by what had passed shall be determined, and what was destined shall in a cycle be repeated, and what was fated and only by the hearts will occurring for good or ill shall for judgment come. The voice fell silent. Then the great Lord spoke up again, saying, it is for this reason that I will tell the true account of the beginnings and of the prior times and of the olden times, for in the past the future lies hidden. For 40 days and 40 nights shall I speak, and you will write. 40 shall be the count of the days and the nights of your task here. For 40 is my sacred number among the gods. Remember when Moses was taken up, y'all, 40 days, 40 nights on Mount Sinai. Y'all better, I'm telling y'all, y'all better know what I'm talking about. For 40 days and 40 nights you shall neither eat nor drink. Only this once of bread and water you shall partake, and it shall sustain you for the duration of your task. So Exodus 34:27 through 29 states, the Lord also said to Moses, write down these words, for in accordance with these words I have made a covenant with you and with Israel. So Moses was there with the Lord. Who was this Lord, y'all? Could have been Enki. So Moses was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights without eating bread or drinking water. Does this not sound familiar, what I just read? He wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 commandments. Didn't Enki scribe was called to write on the tablets the Lost Book of Enki, y'all? Man, y'all, I mean, I hope y'all feeling what I'm saying, okay? Y'all gotta feel what I'm saying. Y'all gotta see this. It's right here, man. So when Moses came down Mount Sinai carrying the 2 stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant, he wasn't aware that his face had become radiant because he had spoken to the Lord. I want to mention this. Remember, Yeshua went to the wilderness, y'all, and he fasted for 40 days. Matthew 4, 1, 2, and 11 states, Then Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. After fasting 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. Then the devil left him, and the angels came and ministered to him. Y'all heard that? And the angels came and ministered to him. Who was the angels, y'all? Huh? The angels came and ministered to him. I hope y'all, and that he was in the wilderness. Moses then was in the wilderness, and the chariot came down on Mount Sinai. That's when they was getting taught by the angels or the Lord. Y'all better put this stuff together. Yeshua was actually talking to some beings, y'all. Yeshua was connected to some higher beings that was involved with some ships and some chariots. Y'all better wake up, because he was also caught up too. After his resurrection, I'm trying to create a video now to kind of link everything together to show y'all. Where it was 2 men standing there too when the chariot went up. I'm trying to tell y'all. And then the 2 angels appeared when he was resurrected. Y'all, oh my God, y'all, listen. I was just reading this yesterday, y'all. And I was like, let me look at the 4 gospels. And I was up there comparing them. And I was like, hold on, y'all. This is a little secret. And I was like, for each one, y'all, those angels kept appearing. And I was like, who is these 2 men? Who is these 2 angels? And it was like, I found other stuff that's outside of the Bible from other people's testimony, y'all. And it was like, the angels descended from heaven, y'all. Now, who you know is descending from heaven? If you read the Bible, you know that the chariots descend from the sky. They descend from heaven. I'm trying to tell y'all, the resurrection, the angels or these beings from Nibiru had something to do with his resurrection. I can't pinpoint everything. I'm trying to put it all together. I've been getting some interesting revelation lately. And y'all, y'all, this is some advanced stuff. But I can't pinpoint it yet, so I'm not going to bring the information out yet. But the Most High is really working with me, let me know. You know what I'm saying? These 2 angels that appeared on the site before Mary got there, before any of the disciples got there, okay? Before any of them got to the tomb, the scroll, what is it, the little rock thing or whatever was pulled back or whatever, y'all. So, because I'm all excited right now, because I'm like, y'all, I was trying to figure this junk out last night. Man, I ain't gonna sleep till late. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, yo, these angels, who is these angels that came down? Like, I'm like, yo, Enoch was up there speaking with these angels. You know what I'm saying? Elijah was caught up on the chariot. Now I'm talking about Enki scribe was caught up on these chariots. Yeshua was caught up on the chariots. I'm like, yo, these chariots was around a whole lot dealing with the children of Israel. And they were also there with Yeshua as well. And that's part of the mystery. Because I was like, yo, before anybody got there, the angels was on site. And then Yeshua appeared and was talking to Mary. So I'm like, yo, they in on a secret. It's something more to it, y'all. It is. It's something more to it. Because I'm like, he ascended to heaven in a chariot. And it clearly shows that. And it was like the same way that he ascended was going to be the same way that he returns. And we know that based on the Bible, it shows that he's going to be descending in a chariot. He's going to be coming in the clouds of heaven, okay? And he's coming with the angels. So we know, as I'm saying it now, the Christians and everybody know everything about angels, okay, about spiritual beings or light beings. We not talking about spiritual beings, y'all. They already present with us. The spiritual beings, our ancestors, they've been here. They haven't left. They're here with us. Okay, we're talking about for as above, so below. Just like there are spiritual beings operating in the higher dimensions, there are physical beings who are advanced, okay, and they descend to the earth as well. So you got to look at it both ways, just like Enki was not Enki, but Enoch was trying to reveal to you the physical and the spiritual. These men are actually physical beings, y'all, that look like us, like me and you, physical. Yes. The only difference between us and the Anunnaki or the Nibirians is that they live a very long time. That's the only difference between us. They can die too, you guys. But at this point, um, I just know that they live a very, very long time. And I was doing something on that too, a little research on them and how their planet is, and it's deep, y'all. It is. Okay, let me just keep going because I'll be here all night long. Dang, this is over an hour. I didn't mean for this. Okay, so let me finish this. I don't even know where I left off at. Give me a second. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. Okay, so let me get back on track. So Yeshua, when he was in the wilderness, you guys, he was really being prepared for his ministry. Okay, so that's what really was going on in the wilderness. The angels of the Most High were basically teaching him and basically trying to instruct him on what his mission was and what the plan of God was. Okay, and just to share a little bit about that, about the plan of God, I had a dream and I received a message from the angels. In the dream, they were brown skinned men. I'm just letting y'all know they had green and white garments on. I'm just describing their appearance just like everybody else do when they describe their dreams. So they had white and green garments on, and they went out into many different directions giving people messages from God. So there were like a whole bunch of angels that were sent out on the earth, and they went to different people to give them a message from God. Okay, the angel came up to me with a scroll. Y'all, this junk crazy. That's what I'm like. Why does this all seem like I'm like connected to these people in the Bible and stuff? I'm having the same type of dreams they had, and the angel said, I have a plan for you from God. And he gave me a purple robe, y'all, and told me to walk down the street in it. First, I was scared. So I was scared just like everybody else. Y'all was like, oh, Lord, when you coming to me? What is it that you require me to do, Lord? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, Lord, I hope it ain't anything crazy. I don't know, because I'm a little shy, okay? But, I was scared at first, y'all, and I didn't really know what that really meant. When he was like, put the purple robe on, I was like, put the purple robe on. So I was like, okay. So I put on the robe and followed his instructions, and I walked down the street in it, and people were watching me as I was, walking down the road with my robe on, and they were recording me too. So I knew that the Most High was actually watching me, to see if I would be obedient. Okay, because I had just got the plan, like in the dream. It was like, okay, let me see if she's gonna listen. Let's see if she's gonna do what I tell her to do. So I did it. Even though I was scared, I did it anyway. Okay. And I also, when I was doing it, you guys, it was crazy. In the dream, I felt like the enemy was watching me. Now, I'm just telling y'all the truth. Now, I'm just telling you the truth. In the dream, y'all, it was a white man that had his video recorder out, and I was like, that's a little strange. Why that man over there, like, he up there, why he spying on me or something? Like, why he looking at me like that? And that told me that pretty much the white people would be watching the children of Israel, because they, were the ones that's pretty much walking down the street in their garments or their robes. Y'all know how those Israelites are on the streets and stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, because the Most High led me to some of that stuff, and I was like, this is a little interesting. But the white people pretty much know who we are, some of them, okay? So of course they got to keep watch on us and see what we're doing and things like that. Um, yeah, and I just want to let you guys know I am not racist at all. Okay, I love all people. I don't have no hate in my heart for nobody. I just don't understand why people don't like us. Okay, um, so yeah, I'm just only sharing my vision and telling you, what my visions means and giving you the interpretations of them. And that's just exactly what I've been doing. Okay, now we do have to keep it real. I know we're in 2020 right now, but y'all, it is some white people out there that are still racist and they don't like us, you know. And I just can't. I don't understand it. Okay, but it ain't for me to understand. Everything is what it is. We just got to keep moving forward, move on in love. Okay. Um, Now I'm going to get back to the Lost Book of Enki here, and it says, and the voice paused, and all at once there appeared a glowing in another part of the enclosure, and I saw a table, and upon it a plate and a cup, and I rose up there too, and there was bread on the plate and water in the cup, and the voice of the great Lord Enki spoke up again, saying, Indupsar, eat the bread and drink the water, and be sustained for 40 days and 40 nights. And I did as directed, and thereafter the voice directed me to sit myself at the scribal table, and the glowing there intensified. I could see neither door nor what is a aperture where I was, yet the glowing was so strong as the midnight sun. And the voice said, Indupsar, the scribe, what do you see? And I looked and saw the glowing raid upon the table and the stones and the stylus. And I said, I see stone tablets, and their hue is blue as pure as the sky, and I see a stylus as I have never seen before. Its stem unlike any reed, and its tip shaped like an eagle's talon. And the voice said, these are the tablets upon which you shall inscribe my words. But my wish, they have been cut of the finest lapis lazuli, each with two smooth faces provided, and the stylus you see is a God's handiwork. Its handle made of electrum, and its tip of divine crystal. It shall firmly fit in your hand, and what you shall engrave with it shall be as easy as marking upon wet clay. In two columns you shall inscribe the front face. In two columns you shall inscribe the back of each stone tablet. Do not deviate from my words and utterances. And there was a pausing, and I touched one of the stones, and the surface thereof felt like a smooth skin, soft to the touch. And I picked up the holy stylus, and it felt like a feather in my hand. And then the great god Enki began to speak, and I began to write down his words exactly as he had spoken them. At times his voice was strong, at times almost a whisper. At times there was joy or pride in his voice, at times pain or agony. And as one tablet was inscribed on all its faces, I took another to continue. And when the final words were spoken, the great God paused, and I could hear a great sigh. And he said, Indupsar, my servant, for 40 days and 40 nights, you have faithfully recorded my words. Your task here is completed. Now take hold of another tablet, and on it you shall write your own attestation. And at the end thereof, as a witness, mark it with your seal, and take the tablet and put it together with the other tablets in the divine's chest. For at a designated time, chosen ones shall come hither, and they shall find the chest and the tablets, and they shall learn all that I have dictated to you, and that true account of the beginning and the prior times and the olden times and the great calamity shall henceforth be known as the words of the Lord Enki. And it shall be a book of witnessing of the past, and a book of foretelling the future. For the future in the past lies, and the first things shall also be the last things. And there was a pause, And I took the tablets and put them one by one in their correct order in the chest. And the chest was made of acacia wood, and it was inlaid with gold on the outside. And the voice of my Lord said, now close the chest cover and fasten its lock. And I did as directed. And there was another pause, and my Lord Enki said, as for you, and Dupsar, with the great God you have spoken, and though you have not seen me, in my presence you have been. Therefore you are blessed, and my spokesman to the people you shall be. You shall admonish them to be righteous. Let me say that again. You shall admonish them to be righteous. For in that lies a good and long life, and you shall comfort them. For in 70 years the cities will be rebuilt, and the crops shall sprout again. There will be peace, but there will also be wars. New nations will become mighty. Kingdoms shall rise and fall. Does that sound familiar? The olden gods shall step aside, and new gods shall decree the fates. But at the end of days, destiny shall prevail. And of that future, it is foretold in my words about the past. Of all that in Dupsar to the people you shall tell. And there was a pause and a silence. And I in Dupsar bowed to the ground and said, but how will I know what to say? And the voice of the Lord Enki said, the signs will be in the heavens, and the words to utter shall come to you in dreams and in visions. And after you, there will be other chosen prophets. Y'all hear that? Do you hear this, y'all? And in the end, there will be a new earth and a new heaven. And for prophets, there will be no more need. Because he going to make everything new. Okay. And then there was silence, and the auras were extinguished, and the spirit left me. And when I regained my senses, I was in the fields outside Eridu. Enki was hidden, y'all, and his scribe never saw him, but he was in his presence. So here is your invisible God, you guys, operating behind the scenes, leading and guiding the children of Israel. Okay. He's telling you to live a good and long life and to be righteous. He's telling you that you're going to have dreams and visions, that you're going to prophesy the things that was in the past is going to be the future. He's showing you that there's going to be signs in the sky, y'all. It's all right here. And I ain't even getting to the whole book of Enki. This is just the first beginning part of Enki Scribe, basically saying what he have to say. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all got to see. Y'all, I just hope y'all can see. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying my best to get this information out there because I was able to see it. You know what I'm saying? But, Enki is definitely letting you guys know something here. Enki has his servants, okay, or his angels that assist him. Enki also has a son named Nengishzida. I'm probably saying that wrong, but he's known as Thoth, okay, or maybe, Tahuti, but most people know him that by Egyptian name. But he specifically had a plan for Thoth in the future time. And I think Thoth incarnated as Yeshua. That's just my own thoughts. I could be wrong, okay? Thoth was a son of Enki. And I really honestly believe that Yeshua was actually born in the bloodline of Enki. And he fulfilled the plan, okay? Enki pretty much wanted to correct everything, you guys. As you can see, he really felt bad about everything that happened, the wars, the destruction, everything that happened in the beginning. He really wanted to make up for that. And because of that, I believe, since there was so much war that was going on with the gods, or, these Nibirians, you know, if you are surrounded by these beings, you're picking up on the behavior of these beings. You're going to start thinking like them. You're going to start operating like them. And then it's like you're going to become like them. And this is why we see so much stuff going on in the world, because, many people influence other people, and that's what happens. Okay. So it's good to just spread love, okay, and do righteous things, okay. That's the best way. That's how you pretty much prosper in life, okay. So he felt really bad about what happened, and that was in the beginning, you guys. So this was like so long ago that all of this stuff happened, and I am very sure that they have learned their lessons by now, and I believe that they left, mankind alone, because humanity had to, expand in human consciousness, and they had to pretty much step out the way, because we have free will. So they wanted to help initially in the beginning and help build up civilization, but at some point they had to move on, because we were pretty much multiplying in the earth. So, and I believe that some of them went back to their home planet, Nibiru, and to be honest, I believe some of them did stay around for some time, and it's possible they could still be here in a unknown location that we probably don't know. Okay, it's probably a place somewhere high up in the mountains where we cannot reach. Where they can land their chariots at, okay. But yeah, let me just finish off real quick. Let me see where I stopped off at, because I'm always going off track. I never read what I post here. But yeah, like I said, I believe Thoth basically volunteered to go along with Enki's plan, to incarnate as Yeshua. And we know that Yeshua, conquered death and he ascended. And I know that Thoth, based off the Emerald Tablets, have the ability to incarnate at will. So he can definitely incarnate at any time in the past, present, or future at will. So he can come and incarnate at any moment, you guys. So that's what's given me the possibility that he could have been Yeshua. And because most of Yeshua's teachings do sound very similar to Thoth if you read the Emerald Tablets. This is how I was able to put all of this stuff together to link Yeshua and Thoth when I actually read the Emerald Tablets, okay? Now, when Yeshua was here, he was human. Okay, he was human, you guys, okay? But him, even Yeshua said that he was not from this world. And that's the thing that a lot of people is missing. Yeshua said that. He said that he was not from this world. He was like, I am from above, you are from below. He was trying to give you a secret message to tell you, like, look, I don't even come from Earth. I come from another planet. I come from another world. But I pretty much came down here, you know what I'm saying, to teach you something, okay? Because he knew who he was. And like I said, I think the whole time when he was talking about his father, I'm thinking he's really pointing towards, Enki, okay? So you just got to kind of read the Emerald Tablets to see where I'm getting the information from. If you don't believe that, that's fine, okay? Like I said, I could be wrong about, all of this, but at the same time, I'm being led to see all of this at this time where knowledge is really increasing in the end days, okay? But anyway, I was going to say something else. What was I going to say? I don't remember. Yeah, but that's it, you guys. I think that's all I wanted to say. I'll just read this little part that I put here. So y'all remember, like, towards the end, when Yeshua was, pretty much about to die. He died, you guys, in the 9th hour. It was 3 p.m. Remember when he was like, why have you forsaken me? You know what I'm saying? That was interesting to me. I think Yeshua felt a little afraid, and that's why I feel like he was human, because he had human emotions just like us. There was times where, I believe he was still scared at some point, okay, but he remained calm throughout the whole thing. And I actually also want to say that when Yeshua died, this is on a higher level, you guys. On a higher level, when Yeshua's soul left his body, and during that 3-day period, I really do believe that he descended to the halls of Amenti. You have to read the Emerald Tablets. If you have not read them, read it. Maybe this will all make sense to you. While the whole 3 days is significant and everything like that, but it was 3 days, you guys. And I think he went to the halls of Amenti, and I think this is the key of Amenti. And yeah, I think this, I'm just putting it together. So that's it, you guys. Thank y'all so much for bearing with me through this extremely long video. I'm sure a lot of people is not going to listen to this entire video. I apologize for going all off and not staying on topic. I always do that, but I'm trying to find a better way to get this information to you, and I just don't know how. I'm trying to do my best with organizing and getting this information down. So I hope you've enjoyed some of the information that I've provided to you. Thank you, and be blessed.